Welcome to the first part of the training course. This part is going to explain about solutions. So we're going to describe how to use solutions. We're also going to describe the importance of publishers and prefixes, and we're also going to go through some of the technology for components. Solutions in CRM allow you to package together a set of changes into a whole solution. Typically, you'd have a business analyst that would conduct meetings with your client, and during these meetings they would determine what changes a client needs to the base system. Requirements might be separated into different phases or for different areas of the business, and each set of requirements might be grouped together into its own solution. So in CRM, a solution is effectively a way to organise all the customization that you want to make. By doing this, you get to deliver the whole set of changes at the same time. It might include many new or modified components, especially for initial go live. Also, solutions might have incremental changes for later phases of a project as you roll out the system and increase complexity. Solutions provide many benefits to help you manage changes, such as you can work on just the components that you want to without having any distraction or confusion from everything else that's on the system. It can be easier to record the changes that you are making if you detail them in each solution separately and then relate that solution to the original requirements. When your solution is ready, it can be exported with all the necessary components together as a whole. The export solution package will only contain those components that you have added, therefore the package itself is much smaller. You can save an exported solution package as part of your change control process, and an early solution can be used to roll back to should you need to undo unwanted changes. When you first install or start using the online version of Dynamics CRM, it comes with a default solution pre-installed. This system has a set of entities and components already built into it that provide all the functionality for the basic system requirements and everything that is used out of the box. Although you could actually work on the default solution and make all your changes directly within that default solution, this is not advisable, because if you then export it, the entire system, all the components, will get batched up into one huge solution, and it can become quite large. Rather, it's better to create a new solution for each set of business requirements that you're trying to meet, and then as you export them, the packages are much smaller and easier to manage. Before you can create a new solution, we also need to specify a publisher. Publishers also have prefixes. Now, a publisher is a way of letting other people know on the system who created a particular solution. Also, when you create an entity, a field, or a relationship, or anything within that solution, it gets linked to the publisher using that prefix. This makes sure that if there are two people wanting to customize on an installation, then their own changes will be prefixed by their publisher's prefix. This prefix will help you define who should be doing what changes as well, and possibly on behalf of a particular customer. So for example, your prefix could be your company name sales, your company name marketing, or maybe the customer's name sales and marketing. When you eventually come to export your solution, the publisher is especially important. After your solution is imported into a target system, all solutions with the same publisher will be able to update those components. Exporting solutions and selecting managed or unmanaged solutions is discussed a bit further on. A solution is a container for a set of components. To modify the components, you can create new components in your solution, or you can add existing components from the system to your solution. So when you're working in your own solution, any components that you create or modify are changed within the default solution. Because your solution only contains references to these components, not copies of them. This means that if you delete the solution that you're customizing, this removes the wrapper from around the components, but the components themselves remain on the system. It also means that if two customizers work on the same item in two separate solutions on the same system, each customizer will be able to see the other's changes. Both sets of changes are present in any solution package that the customizers export, so this needs to be considered. Sometimes it could be an advantage because any interaction between those changes can be viewed and tested by both people. However, it can also be a disadvantage. One set of changes might interfere with another set of changes, and therefore things need to be tested carefully. When you receive a set of requirements that build on the work you've already done, you can choose to either continue using that solution and update the version number, or create a whole new solution. If the changes are minor, maybe from user feedback, then it's probably better just to increment the version and continue working on the existing solution. However, if the changes are more major, maybe it's a new phase, then you'd be better creating a new solution. You can create lots of different components within a solution. Some of these components simply describe how other components work together, or how data is presented to users. Other components represent more directly how data is stored. The changes or additions to entities, fields, relationships, option sets, and so on affect the schema without actually making changes to the underlying SQL database. Other solution components might store definition of UI components, such as forms, views, charts, and dashboards. Security roles, processes, and plugins describe how the system operates and behaves, and you can also include templates for email messages, contracts, and knowledge base articles within your solution. Together, all these components form your complete solution. If you need to remove a component from a solution, you first need to select the component in the main list on the relevant node of the Solution Explorer. You can then choose to either delete or remove the component. Removing them just removes the reference from your solution. However, the component itself remains. When you delete, this tries to delete the actual component from the underlying system. Because of this, some components cannot be deleted, for example system entities or the ones that are built into the system. A component can also depend on other components. When this is the case, it cannot be deleted until the dependent components are deleted first. Some change to the system can't be added to a solution. These exceptions include users, teams, business units, queues, goals, the subject hierarchy, and anything that relates to the product catalogue, because these are data records and must be created independently of each organisation. If you have views, reports, or custom code that use these types of records, you should make sure that you have matching names in all systems and rely on the record names for any queries or references. To save time and reduce the risk of error, you might want to create some records by using the import data wizard or similar methods. Solutions can be exported. When you export a solution, it packages everything up into a zip file. The zip file contains a bunch of XML files and other content such as XAML and image files that all describe and make up the solution. Typically, you'll work on changes in a test environment or a CRM organisation that's dedicated to a test environment, and all the work will be done in there. Then, once you're finished, you will export from there into a UAT system or a user acceptance system, and then once you're happy, you will export again into the live system. In other words, you would never work directly on the live system. It would be done within a development environment and you would export it to the live system. For the most part, for changes that are going to be deployed internally, for example, from a test system to a live system within your own organisation, you'd export your solution as unmanaged. When you come to export a solution, you also have another option, which is managed. Managed solutions are usually used to distribute customizations to customers outside your company. So for example, if you were a software vendor working on behalf of another client, you would generally export the solution as a managed solution to put onto their system. When you import an unmanaged solution, all the changes get written to the system and the change can be viewed in the default solution. The solution that is in the system only holds references to these components. If the system that you import into differs from the system that you built into the solution, the differences will appear in your components. Referring to the solution in the new system after it is imported is not an accurate record. So for example, if the target system already has a custom field on the account entity and the solution file includes the account entity, then when you refer to the imported solution, although the custom fields are not transported, the custom fields are still visible. You can't uninstall an unmanaged solution, but you can delete it. Deleting a solution does not reverse the import process because the imported changes are now incorporated into the base system. So if you delete an unmanaged solution, the components themselves aren't deleted, regardless of whether the solution was created in this system or another. When several solutions are imported that contain changes to the same components, the last solution in the list is the one that is the main solution, and that will overwrite any previous change in the system. So when you are exporting from a development to a test environment and to a live environment, you must make sure that the test and live environments, any solutions, are in the same order, otherwise you might get different results. If you import a managed solution, no changes get written to the underlying system. The solution keeps the definitions in its components separately, and the application displays a combined version in the default solution. This means that when you delete a managed solution, it does delete all the components that are imported with it and leaves the system the same as before the solution was imported. You can't import a solution that was exported from a source environment that has a later major or minor version than the target, to prevent issues where the solution does not work as expected. So for example, if a system is running a solution on version 6.809, you could not import a solution that is created in a system that was running 6.1 because the versions are different. Only the major and minor version numbers are relevant. They're the first two numbers, not the update and roll up or build. They're the last two numbers.